guys were right. I can't. You guys were absolutely right about Chopper's backstory. At first, I thought it wasn't that bad because I thought the sad part that you guys were talking about was the part where Chopper couldn't fit into his own reindeer family. And he also couldn't fit in with the human community. And I thought, okay, that's really sad. But it wasn't as sad as I imagined it would be. But I was wrong. This is probably the time where I start realizing that there's more to the backstory. But pretty soon I'm gonna be bawling. You can't really tell by looking how much I'm crying because I get Botox in my forehead. And I have that Botox crying face and you can't really tell if I'm crying or I'm just confused. But the part where the doctor realizes that he was tricked, and then when he says oh, I'm so glad that I was tricked. I'm glad the other doctors are okay. And he was relieved to know that it was just a setup to get him. I couldn't take it anymore. But the only thing I didn't really get was why did the doctor have the mushroom? I thought that would make Chopper feel so guilty. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I found out that I gave someone I love a poisonous mushroom. So that part felt a little bit off for me, but my heart just could not take all of Chopper's loneliness and sadness. Anyway, since most of you guys probably watched this decades ago, I didn't fast forward this part, and you can also observe and enjoy my Botox crying face. So this is right after the scene where the doctor is gone and Chopper's waving the flag and he's crying and he's saying that he's going to become a doctor and he's going to take on his dreams. And inside, although you can't see it, I was crying as hard as Chopper was in the scene. At this point, I thought this was the peak and I wouldn't cry more after this. And that'll be in my next video. But I have to say that this is the most heartbreaking scene out of all the episodes that I watched so far. And I know I keep saying this every time I cry, but it just keeps getting worse or better. I don't know if it's better or worse, but this is episode 86, and I am getting so emotionally invested in all the characters. You guys were right. You guys were right. I can't. So that basically sums up the commentary for this episode. And I just had to take a little break after this. And little did I know that I was going to cry even more after this. So I know that some of you guys are watching One Piece for the first time too. And I love reading your comments. So let me know what you thought about Chopper's backstory. So put it in the comments and I'll be looking forward to reading them.